can't tell on them, I'm sorry. I can't tell on them, I'm stick to the G code. Stick to the G code.
Welcome back to Ball Talk with Brandy. I told you guys I was going to have a special guest in the building. Last week, I was talking to a Browns receiver, and now we're going to switch it up. We're going to move to the defense. So everyone, please welcome the Cleveland Browns defensive end. Alex Wright is in the building. How are you today? Appreciate you for coming. So to start, I'm going to take it back to when you were in high school. So at first, you weren't playing football, is that right? You were playing some instruments. You were playing in the band. So tell me more about that, and then what made you want to switch over to playing football?
I mean, it was like, I just thought about it. I mean, the team was getting good. I mean, I was just wanting to be a part of something. You know, they was winning championships. Everybody was getting, scholarships. I ain't gonna lie, I kind of like snuck behind my mama back and stuff because that was around the time like the concussion stuff came out. And I just walked up to her one day. I was like, yeah, I got practice. I got spring ball coming up. She was just like, oh, okay. Because her main thing was just like, man, you not playing football. Like, I'm scared you getting hurt this at third. So it was just like from the fall to the spring, I just told her I had practice. And all of a sudden, it was like, it kind of surprised me because like her response was different than what I imagined. So it was just like, well, all right. And then that's how football came about for real in high school.
So when you started, you were playing wide receiver. So what made you switch over to defensive end?
I didn't have a choice. Being in a small school, it was just like I played both ways, and special teams too. So it was just like I started off playing defense first, and then I switched to wide receiver in my senior year. So. Okay.
So how would you say playing receiver has helped you now playing on defense and being able to read offenses?
I mean, it's different. It's real different. But then again, it's like a whole new world like football because offense is just, they trying to score. Defense, they just trying to keep the offense from scoring. So it's like physicality-wise, it helped. Agility-wise, it helped. It helped with my feet a lot, really, because, some stuff people don't understand. You do on offense, you do on defense, too. It's just different positions. So, I mean, it translates a lot through college, too, because at the end of the day, in high school, I wasn't even taught how should I put this? I was taught some type of knowledge to the game, but when I got to college, that's when, like, the whole world of, like, football kind of opened up to me,
So after high school, you ended up choosing to go to University of Alabama at Birmingham. So what made you choose that school?
It was really just not only was the football, but it was just like the school itself. Because, I was big on education. My mom's was big on education. So on top of that, it was a medical school. So at first, I thought I was going to be like a physical therapist when it was all said and done, just to help people. Because, dealing with injuries, that's what I used to go to a lot, just physical therapy and seeing how, they help people get better. So I was like, yeah, I could do that too. But it was really down to my position coach at the time. He was like recruiting me since I was 17. Like, we still keep in contact to this day. So, just him teaching me the game of like recruitment and then just being that figure for me for knowing, just how he maneuver, how he carry himself in life, and, how he just wants everybody to be their best, not settle for less. So, that kind of stuck out to me compared to all the other colleges for real. So it was just like, you just wake up and you just feel it. Like, this is the one for me. So, and he won Mondukes over too. So it was just like, yeah, this gonna be the spot.
Right. So then after college, obviously one of the biggest nights is draft night. So what was it like getting that call from Cleveland on draft day?
It was just like, it was crazy because, I'm thinking, we're going to go somewhere else, but, being in the league, it taught me a lot. It taught me, the people you may think you may get drafted by, may not talk to them at all. Like, throughout the process, I was getting, buzz about going to other teams and stuff like that. Cleveland wasn't even, on the map for real. Like, I wasn't even thinking about going to Cleveland. And people asked me, they were like, what you think about going to Cleveland? It's just like, Cleveland straight. I've never been to Ohio, so
right.
I'm a Bama type of dude. I never been all the way up north, so it was different. So, just first off, I didn't even watch the draft. Like, I was trying to play the game because I knew if I watched the draft, it was just gonna be like nerves and whatnot. And I'm a gamer, so when I couldn't even play the game, it was just like, yeah, this is real deal. Like, wearing on my nerves. So I was just outside, talking to my agent and whatnot, and he told me, you know, it looked like Cleveland gonna take you and stuff like that. And then, you know, it got closer and closer, like, yeah, Cleveland's about to take you. So just hearing that phone call and seeing like the numbers just pop up on my phone, it was just like everything just froze in slow motion. Like when I seen that call, it was like everybody got quiet. It was like a movie. I couldn't explain it. It was just, and then, you know, just talking to AB and then talking to Kevin and all that. And then, you know, just seeing the name on the TV, that's when it felt surreal. Like, I just froze. And then, you know, everybody was just happy for me. I was happy for myself. I didn't get no sleep that night.
I bet. So you talk about being down south. What's it like coming up playing in cold weather all the time?
Man, it's different, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's because sometimes it get cold down there. Sometimes it, like in Birmingham, it got cold. Like it got like 29 degrees and stuff like that. Well, you don't really see snow like that. Mm-hmm. So being up in the snow is just like an hour because I always wanted to play in snow. But then again, when I actually got to play in snow, like, nah, this ain't it. This ain't it. But then again, the more I got into it, I'm like, okay, it's fun as long as you make it fun. So, I mean, just the biggest difference from being down there, it's not as hot as it used to be. Mm-hmm. I thank God for that because I'm not a heat person. But other than that, it was a smooth transition. Like, I don't feel as bad for like not like last year because, you know, that was my first time up here. But now that I've been up here, it's something I'm used to already.
So you came here your rookie year, you were playing 50% of the defensive snaps, and you played all 17 games. So what was it like coming here your rookie year and being used so heavily by the team?
I mean, it was just the fact of, you know, just responding to the noise, really, you know, just injuries and stuff like that. Like, you know, just tuning into the game, you know, because coming from UAB to the league, it's a change of scenery in a lot of ways, not just, you know, just the way how you approach yourself to the game. But it was a bit different. I mean, whether it was like the speed of the game, whether it was just like physicality, whether it was the strength, like the quickness, it was everything. So, I mean, just having to take a different approach and, you know, have to meet with coaches every now and then, you know, have to talk to Miles and talk to JD and stuff like that just to get a different presence on the game and, you know, be at ease with myself because, you know, there was a lot of nerves last year. I'm not going to lie. But it was just a different vibe. But the more I got with Miles and the more I got with JD, the better I felt. I'm not gonna lie, because they really helped a lot of times. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. I feel like there were plays I could have made, yes. But I mean, that's just the personal critique in me. Like, I'm real hard on myself. So
you talk about playing alongside Miles, JD, and now Zadarius Smith. What would you say is like the biggest thing you've learned from them?
It's whether how I approach the game, really. Whether it's how I wake up, whether it's film, whether it's, you know, just practice, whether it's just moves, whether it's like technique. I'm big on technique. So, you know, I talked to Z ever since Z got here. You know, I connected with him the most out of everybody this season. So it was just technique from a standpoint with all three of them. Just, you know, how do they work a certain move, how do they work a certain rush move, whether how they use their hands and stuff like that. So just for me, you know, trying to perfect my craft and be the best player I could be, you know, I take any type of thing that I could get from all three of them. So, I mean, it was just, I was kind of like a sponge to all three of them. I bet they probably got annoyed, but I mean, they probably don't. Z, I know he don't care. So, I mean, he's fine with, you know, answering questions. So is Miles. So as long as we all in one accord, I mean, they have no problem with it.
So this preseason, you did have a knee injury where you had to have surgery for. So what was like recovering from that at the start of this season? I
mean, it hurt. It hurt me a lot because I felt like I had a lot to offer, you know, especially with the confidence I had coming in from working in the off season and then responding well in training camp. So, I mean, it kind of hurt me mentally. Mm-hmm. It hurt me mentally to the point where, you know, I was real upset about it because I'm pretty sure, like, nobody wants to hear the word, you know, procedure or, you know, you got to have surgery or stuff like that. So as soon as I had the procedure did, it was just like, all right, now we got to get to work. How soon can I get back on the field? How strong can I get my knee? And, you know, just trying to come back better than I did beforehand. So, and I felt like in my head, me personally, I felt like I tried to repetition that, like, every day. As soon as I wake up, and, you know, whether it's doing work through therapy, whether that's treatment, and sometimes, you know, most of the time doing stuff at home, even on the weekends. So I had a real vendetta to get back on the field.
So what would you say is your biggest adjustment that you had to make from college then going into the NFL?
Time management and money management and life management. Let's just say that it was a. I had to correct a whole lot of stuff around me because, like you said, in college, you know, sometimes you got people that look out for you. Whether you got coaches that you gotta do this, you got class at certain this time, you got tutoring at this time, and the league is not like that. You're your own grown up. Of course, you grow up in college, but when you're in the league, like you are in charge of, you know, yourself. So I mean, you are in charge of, you know, whether that's who can be around you at all times, where you need to be, where can you be at this time and stuff like that. So I mean, just having the freedom for like being in the league is real free. As soon as you get home at practice and you know, games and whatnot, like you're free to do whatever you want to. But it ain't me personally. I don't like going anywhere. Like I'm really a homebody. If you ask me, like it's just I be tired after practice and I just don't have the energy to get up and go. So I mean, other than that, I mean that's just those real three. I'm real big on them three because at the end of the day, like you gotta switch up a whole lot of stuff, especially if you want to be successful, and then you gotta hold yourself accountable at all times too.
So tell me some of your favorite players growing up. I know you'll probably mention DeMarcus Ware. So what does he mean to you?
I mean, being where I'm from, he was close to. I was close to his college, Troy University down south. So I mean, I had him to look up to when especially like playing the position. That was somebody I always wanted to be like, and that was somebody I always wanted to mimic in high school. So being able to, you know, see him and how he made plays, how he confused tackles and stuff like that with, you know, certain moves of his, whether it was like a spin move, whether it was just like power, whether it was just him being nimble. I mean, like I tried to critique him every way I could. So he was a big inspiration, especially from high school to college.
So my last question for you before we get out of here, obviously the big story about is, you know, how you guys have been able to turn around the defense this year. Obviously the most known thing is a coaching change, but what do you think has been the biggest difference as you guys in the unit from last year to this year?
I want to say the energy. I feel like if you have dead energy, then there's no way like you can go out there and play to the best of your potential. But when everybody energy is uplifting and everybody energy is positive, that's when you know, like, okay, we could be something special. And you know, people say it, we say it all the time. But when you actually see how special we could be, then that really shows you, you know, okay, that really opened some eyes compared to last year. Okay, this team is way different. You could tell not only just from making plays, but you could tell how they act around each other also. So that was just one thing that I took away, like one thing I could look at every day and, you know, just see straight smiles coming into practice. Like, come on, like everybody is, you know, pushing each other to get better. Even whether it's the defense or the offense or the offense to defense, everybody's pushing us. Everybody's pushing each other to, you know, get better. That's just what I look at it from my standpoint. Like you can see it, and once you see it, and then you see like the body language, or you see it's just everybody celebrating, whether we just, you know, yelling or dancing or, you know, just stuff like that. Like it's real deal, like eye openers to everybody, because you know this is what we wanted as a defense. This is how it's supposed to be. So.
All right, I thank you for coming. Good luck the rest of the season. Guys, I was just with Browns defensive end, Alex Wright. Make sure you guys tune in next week. You guys know I always say the athletes are pulling up on me. This is Ball Talk with Brandy. I'll talk to you guys next week.
From behind the backboard. What a shot.
An incredible shot by LeBron James.